wanted to play a song with the fiddle that just makes your soul sing, that helps people just feel something with the instrument that's in your hands. And when I think about fiddle playing, specifically the Appalachian style of fiddle playing in my home state of West Virginia and the home region of Appalachia, I think about music and musicians that make you feel something with the tool that's in their hands. And so today we're going to go through some of the basics of this kind of Appalachian style fiddle playing, and we're going to do it with a very well-known tune. This is I'll Fly Away. I'm going to be using a backing track. Bluegrass Backing Tracks is an amazing YouTube channel. They have all kinds of free tracks to use. Feel like you're jamming with a bluegrass band. Because it's one thing to play the notes that are in the melody, but it's another thing to play them in line with what's happening with a band all around you. And so this may not be the exact same as having a big bluegrass band with you in the room, but these kind of tracks are amazing. I'm linking them in the description below. Awesome channel with all kinds of tracks to practice with. I'm going to use this as a way to kind of help you feel your way through the song and just show you some fiddle techniques that I think are in line with this style and will also help you play a little more expressively. So if you're a very beginner fiddle player, that's okay. If you're aspiring to be one, that's okay. I'm going to show you some what I like to call layups that you can use when you're playing to just make the song yours a little bit. So let's start with the basic melody of I'll Fly Away. We're going to do it in G major today. When you're thinking of the basic melody with no extra sauce on the top, you know, it's chorus. It's harder than it looks just to play it straight with no extra stuff. But that's the basic melody. You all know it. That's I'll Fly Away. Some easy ways to make these tunes your own, especially when you're in a key like G major or D major or A major, is to use some of the open notes around the note that you're playing for those kind of easier double stops that don't take a lot of double finger work, but you just play the extra string. So, you know, instead of just starting on that one on the A or the B, you can add that D string underneath it. G. Now when you have more of those double stops in there, you can, for example, when you get that C natural, you can play your one finger behind it on the D string, like the E note. So you can go. It's the two and the one together. You know, those are not too difficult to play, but they add a lot of spice. So instead of you could be and that's really not much else except for adding the freebie low or high string as a double stop around the note. The other thing that we do a lot is, people call this different things, but when you're leading into the note that you're playing. So you can do that as a triplet, as a quick eighth note run, something like that, into the note. So for example, at the beginning of the song, like I just did, instead of just playing, you can play a pickup into that first note. So those kind of trills around the note where you go, or you can do an up and down. And a lot of times when you're hearing bluegrass being played, it sounds almost mysterious, like, wow, how are they getting to those notes so fast? Like, what are they doing? And we're just going to use some of these different tools to help spice it up a little bit. And the more that you practice this, and the more that you can kind of feel this and push and pull, that's where a lot of that bow work comes in with the volume. You know, it's really nothing too insanely technically difficult, but what we're doing is we're dancing around these notes, these main line melody notes. Now, some of the trickier stuff that comes into play is when you kind of play off the melody, you're dancing way outside of it, you come close to it, maybe some counter melodies, maybe you're harmonizing almost with yourself, or if there's another lead instrument playing, maybe the banjo takes the lead, you harmonize around it. That gets a little more difficult as you go, but it's not impossible, and with practice and just playing these songs over and over, it gets a lot easier. This is going to play a few times around. So I'm going to try to do a little bit different affectations as we go through this, and this is how this song might sound in my home region of Appalachia, in my home state of West Virginia. If you were to walk into a church and they have like a bluegrass band playing this, or a festival kind of environment and they have a bluegrass band playing this, this might be how it feels. So if you've only ever heard I'll Fly Away in that very straight, I'll fly away, oh glory, this is going to sound much different. It's going to hit you right in the feels. And that's what Appalachian music aspires to do, is to hit you right here. So what we'll do now is I'm going to run this through a few times. It's going to take maybe 2 to 3 minutes. We'll try to do like 4 different variations of this. I'll have some studio sound on now. I'm going to give the fiddle a little reverb to help it sing a little more in your ears, and you can let me know what you think of this. So we're going to get counted in here in just a second, and then we're going to play through this like this. 1, 2. See? So I know that's like a little bit involved, obviously. And what I wanted you to get a feel for is how that evolves from iteration to iteration. And it's hard to explain in this way, but when I'm in that mode, I really enjoy the excitement of chasing the tune through a maze almost and figuring out, okay, maybe I'll try this time around. Like, as you could hear me get into some of those like kind of flat notes, you know, doing the very bluesy stuff. It's almost like you're doing your best impression of an electric guitar bed in those notes, you know. And all you're doing is kind of playing with the tuning of the note a little bit to, put some stank on it, make it feel like that, like, that's the feeling you want. And see how different that is, when you go. You're just giving it like a little bit of extra flavor on top of those notes. Now, I realize that this is not a lesson where we're going like note by note, how to play each of these notes. What this video and these videos are going to try to inspire you to do is to feel it a little bit differently, to feel outside of the normal melody of the song. Nothing I did there was too technically complex. Nothing I did there was outside of first position. So for the first few of these videos, we're going to try to stay in position for the most part to make it a little easier on your fingers and your ears as well. So what we're going to try to do is play off of these different melody lines that are happening, off these different instruments that we're hearing in our ears, and just do something a little bit different and stay in key for the most part, so that you can add to the song, not take away from it. And that's really what this is all about, is we're trying to speak the language of music well and make people feel something with the notes that they are hearing. So I know maybe I'm not the best teacher in the world, but I am pretty good at making you feel something through this instrument. So if you have songs you would like to hear me do, whether they're fiddle tunes or these kind of old time hymns or bluegrass tunes or whatever it might be, you let me know in the comments. Let me know what you'd like to hear. Feel free to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. There's a little button down there. You know how this works on YouTube. It's not your first rodeo. So smash that like, smash the subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to hear. Also, if you haven't heard it yet, this is my new album. It's called Appalachia Forever. Give it a spin. Let me know what you think. If you like kind of Appalachian style of songwriting, singer-songwriter type stuff with traditional instruments, you will love this record. Go check it out. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know what's helpful for you, and I'll catch you next time. See you guys later.